Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 as the Zunbil Shaddam. In our last episode we finished our holy war to take a couple of counties in here, and we are about to finish this ducal claim war pretty soon, hopefully. We also have some religious rebels we are about to deal with, so let's do that. We can probably be at speed 4 now because I'm less worried about the size of the armies involved over here. Okay. Let's also check on the progress of our vassal's war here. He is, of course, in his own holy war. Only 40% in his favor. I think that might be a bit down from where it was previously. And I think, is he having a revolt against him here? Yes, that is what that message was about, which I kind of clicked through without really reading it. Okay then. Oh, and I never actually sent my army to follow the rebels there. That's okay though. That is where they're heading, right? Okay. So we should get that dealt with. And once we're done with these things, we are probably going to declare on the Seljuks to take another duchy back from them. Okay, that's the religious rebels dealt with. We'll enforce our demands, we'll execute him. And speaking of prisoners, we probably have a few more we can ransom in here by now. I thought this guy was a count when we captured him. I guess he must have been one of the rulers of one of these counties that we took. It's okay. I suppose I should be happy that we can still even ransom him at all. So we'll disband the part of this that is... I was going to say we'll just disband the raised levies and keep the Holy Order, but unfortunately I think we're probably paying for them at this point, so I don't really want to keep them around until we declare war on the Seljuks. We probably won't even need them against the Seljuks anyway. We'll just disband all of these. We'll be fine. You are hosting a dinner for some local dignitaries when the full moon comes into view in one of the windows. Trembling, you excuse yourself and hurry up the stairs to your bedchamber while stripping off your clothes. You are completely naked when the guards find you crouched on your balcony, howling at the moon. Because we have the lunatic trait, we lose 20 more prestige. It's okay though. People just look the other way because of our string of military victories. Well, actually not really. We lost quite a big chunk of the kingdom to the Seljuks, I suppose. Another county converted. And we are going to finish some sieges over here pretty quickly. Unfortunately, not enough to get our ticking war score over here yet, and the last two holdings are castles, so it's going to take a while. We could press a weak claim on the Knights of the Sun. That's interesting. We could vassalize our holy order. I don't think we really need to be doing that though. Okay. So this could be a problem. There is a hostile army of 3,000 here, but it actually is apparently 9,000 or so. We're probably going to have to fight the 9,000 since that seems to be how these things go. And I don't think we're probably going to be able to get out in time. Though maybe the neutral troops that are in this county would be sort of on our side by the same token. Well, let's just see what happens here. If we have to raise more troops or something to take care of this war, then we will. Our son and heir says, these peasants we have are all mine to command like little slaves, right? So we can say, that's right, child, and he'll become arbitrary, cooler, or proud. Which is not great, apart from proud, which is okay. We can make him wroth or proud. I guess wroth would be okay. I don't really like the decreased diplomacy, but his diplomacy is fine, and more martial is always good. Okay, so I guess we're not actually fighting this war. We're at battle. Okay. Seems like there are still 2,600 hostile troops in this county, but we're not fighting them, so that's fine. Alright, another county converted. Let's just check to see if we can usurp this duchy yet. He is in far too many wars, okay. Okay, we won another siege, captured some prisoners. This was the capital actually, so it's somewhat likely that some of those prisoners are worth war score, but they're not, okay. We'll just ransom whoever we can then. Which it seems is nobody. We'll just have them all judged by Zun. Revolt in Khorasan. Is this guy? I guess his vassals don't like that he's possessed because he's already suffering another revolt. And his holy war for whichever duchy this was, Tabaristan, has apparently ended in a white peace, so we're gonna have to take that ourselves if we want it, I guess. That's okay. We have a truce with the current holder, I think. And it's this guy, so it is the same guy. That's okay. Our daughter has brought us home some technology from Constantinople, just what I always wanted, thank you. Sonda has been converted to the Church of Zun. Someone has been called into our war. Two someones. But we now have our war goal fully occupied, so we're getting ticking war score there, or we will be very soon. And we have a Jain revolt. And Jain rebels have risen up, led by Milligant near Grantha. Okay. It's like some kind of mythical beast. Fortunately, they're going to take a bit of attrition here in the desert. So our Holy Order, which we can raise for free, minus the piety cost, of course, should be plenty to take care of them by the time they get there. Probably plenty even as it stands. I'm going to leave this army in our war goal here just to make sure that they don't siege it back. Since there are quite a few enemy troops around. Especially with the recently called in allies. I'd also like to check on our progress towards forming the Persian Empire. To 47%, okay. This county we're about to take is part of it, so that will help. Still a good way to go, though. Mayor is happier now. Oh, and I wasn't even paying attention, but our army has engaged the enemy over here, and it went just fine. And that's that done with, okay. We'll enforce demands and execute the imprisoned. Which really should serve as an example to others, but they never seem to learn. I think we're probably pretty low on non-Zun counties though at this point. Still this Jain one over here and this Hindu county here. Okay, we got another siege and some prisoners. Which we will ransom. We're up to 2,600 gold, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to need remotely that much for our next war against the Seljuks whenever we get to declare that, so we can probably dump some into some castle upgrades here. Barracks upgrades are pretty expensive at this point, so maybe we'll just do keep, though that's actually the same price, so yeah, we'll just upgrade the barracks. It's fine, we can afford a couple of those. Probably should do it at some point. These less upgraded holdings, they're cheaper, of course. And here we can do the castle town, which again is expensive. But it should pay for itself at some point. Of course, I have no idea when that point is. It might be totally not worth it for all I know. We'll do the keep here, I think. And here. Puts us just below 1,000 gold, but we're already back up there. Oh, we could found a new empire. Since we have 8,000 prestige and a sufficiently large realm and 1,000 gold. I think we will probably not do this. We'll just continue to... we've taken control of a holding from... Oh, this is a event we're getting because we have Seljuk as special interest. I see. He is having a revolt, which is fine. War against the tyranny. Well, we'll see how that goes. I don't think they're going to have much of a chance, but maybe he'll lose some troops in the process. You have decided to introduce a new law to the good people of the realm, as is your right as their ruler. You now just have to decide on its contents. Well, we did the Cessation of Violence Act before. Let's do the Hole in the Wall Act this time. A new law has been written, and couriers are even now distributing it to all of your vassals who admire your handiwork. Whereas the positive effects of fresh air is known to all, and whereas the movement of the wind must not be obstructed by man-made structures, therefore I, Shahzad of the Zunbil Shaddam, decree that all homesteads throughout the realm are to have 2 holes, each no smaller than a grown peasant standing with arms outstretched, in opposite walls facing each other, to allow free passage of the wind. These holes are not to be covered by planks, windows, doors, or cattle. If any member of the household is known to exhibit severe flatulence, the hole shall number 3 and no less. This law will bring salvation to the realm. Sounds like a great law to me. people blocking the wind from going where it wants to. I'd be having that. We did lose a siege over here to this army, but that's probably not going to be a big deal. And our son and heir came of age and became a detached priest. I believe we were educating him ourselves, so I guess that's my own fault. Didn't remember to change him to a different educator, so hopefully his children will get better educations. We do need to get him married. We'll prioritize a genetic trait if we can find a good one. We do have a quick character, though she's 29, so a little older than we might prefer. There's a 12-year-old genius. So we'd have to wait a few years for that, but that wouldn't be the end of the world. 26-year-old strong character would also be nice. Prefer genius, though. 15-year-old and quick. Would definitely beat the quick 29-year-old, I think. But I think we're going to go for the 12-year-old genius. He is Tengri, but that's okay. We're quite tolerant here in Zunbil. And we inherited a county, I'm assuming probably from one of the people that we recently granted one to, so we'll just go ahead and re-grant it. This guy will do just fine. Now that's not the right one. Can we not do it because it's partially occupied, probably? Okay. We'll just have to hold on to it, I guess, until the end of this war. Which hopefully won't take too much longer. We are up to 95%, we're getting ticking war score constantly. Word stood against word, the farmers against the courtiers about damage caused to the farmer's house by a cow owned by the courtier. I don't think we care too much about this chief's opinion of us. Where even does he live? Okay. There. We'll say the farmer should be compensated. He approved, and was happy to pay the reparations, so he likes me even more. Being one over our domain limit isn't going to be too big a deal at the moment, because everyone is very happy with me. I might consider going to fight this army if it wasn't in the mountains. We're going to be finished this war pretty soon anyway. We can probably start... that's going to be my territory anyway, so we're not going to need to move it elsewhere. This siege actually isn't going to be necessary though, because our ticking war score is going to get us there before it finishes. May as well get these on their way home. Okay. And that was a ducal claim war, so our vassal just gains the county automatically, we don't have to grant it. We can disband these troops and die. Okay. So, we have a new heir who is our half-brother. Our current character, of course, won't be getting married to his betrothed until she becomes of age, but that's okay. We died a maimed cripple, okay. Well, let's see. Our domain limit has gone down to 5, which is slightly problematic. We aren't married yet, though. Once we get married, it'll probably go up. We at least have very good diplomacy, if not many other traits. We'll see how our vassals feel. Okay, we do have a few satraps who aren't especially happy with me, but things are looking reasonably okay there, I think. we'll have to keep an eye on any factions that might be forming, and we do need to pick a character focus. Unfortunately though, we are out of time for this episode, so that's going to have to wait for the next one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.